Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain 5 technical questions from the CCNA exam. Let's start with the first question. The first question asks us, if router 21 wants to reach the destination 192.168.10.1, which route in the routing table will it match? So the first few entries definitely don't match 12, 13, 14, none of these match. Then the 10.0 entry matches. And under 10.0, there are several more specific entries. Among these, quite a few match as well. However, the most specific one, the one with the longest subnet mask, which is the 32-bit mask, has the highest degree of match. As we say, the longer the mask, the more precise the match. So, we should choose the entry with the longest 32-bit mask. Therefore, it's an EIGRP route, indicated by the D in front, which stands for the diffusing update algorithm. So the answer to this question is D. Alright, question 2. This one is a bit more challenging at the CCNA level, it's a bit difficult. It says that on the R1, you need to advertise the loopback 0 interface to announce this address to a BGP peer neighbor. Now, there are 2 possible answers. The correct answer, since it's 1.33, we might think to choose this one, this 1.33 option, right? But actually, the correct answer is to choose A. Why is that? Because of the subnet mask length look. 224, what is its length? It's a 27-bit subnet. For 27-bit subnet, this 33 falls within the subnet 172.16.1.32. And then it ranges from 32 up top to what? Up to 62, right? This was its network address. The network address, and this is the broadcast address. So 33 falls within this network address. Therefore, when we announce it, we announce this network address and then fill in the subnet mask. So the correct answer is A.
Let's take a closer look at the correct answer to this particular question. It is indeed option A, which is the accurate and appropriate choice among the given possibilities.
Alright, question 3. Question 3 says, refer to this diagram. Then what is the administrative distance of the route? 292.168.10.1. So, for the administrative distance of this route, we first need to know which route it selects, right? Then, to reach this 10.1, here it's 32, right? A 32-bit longest prefix match. So its administrative distance is 90 here, 90. The administrative distance for EIGRP is 90. So the correct answer is B. Actually, this particular question utilizes the exact same diagram as the previous one, isn't that right? Alright, let's move on to question number 4. Question 4 asks, in the default configuration of HSRP that we deploy, which value is used to determine the active router? Since it says default configuration, it doesn't specify or emphasize the priority. With a default priority, the decision is made based on the IP address. The router with the higher IP becomes the active one, right? The one with the lower IP is standby, and the one with the higher IP is active. The answer is B. Within all. Question number 5 specifically asks, if on this particular device and this very device, according to the following detailed configurations that have been set up, the EIGRP routing protocol is currently running and actively operating within this network infrastructure, then which specific 3 IP addresses out of all possible addresses will other neighboring routers actually receive and learn about, right? It advertises 3 addresses, right? It advertises 3 addresses. And also, pay attention, the key point of this question lies in the following. For the EIGRP protocol of this protocol, by default, this command is disabled. The auto summary command is disabled, which is called automatic summarization. it will summarize addresses into Class A, Class B, or Class C 3 types, which are Class 4 addresses. Then there's a protocol called RIP, and for that protocol, this command is enabled by default. So we have to manually turn it on with no auto summary. So for EIGRP, it is disabled by default. Since it is configured as enabled here, that means these 3 routes will, by default, be summarized into Class A, B, or C addresses. Let's look at the major classes, right? The first one will be summarized as this one, 0.1.1, 68.2.0, which is a Class C address. So this one will be summarized as this. And also, regarding this C option actually, this is misaligned. This one here should be option B, and this one is option C. The correct choices are B, E, and F. So let's take a look. This one is incorrect. That's wrong, but the previous one is correct. We need to select this one. This is an issue with the software. Actually, the previous one, this entry, 192.168.2.0 is correct, but this entry, 10.4.3.0 is incorrect. Now, the one below is incorrect. And then this one is correct. This is a Class A address, and for Class A, it directly summarizes this entry as Class A, automatically summarizing it. There's also another correct one, which is this one, 72.1.6.0.0. This is a Class B address, meaning this entry is summarized as a Class B, right? So in this kind of situation, if the software has a problem, we would choose A, B, and C. But actually, the C and the one after A are incorrect.
All right, let's look at the correct answer.
This particular thing, let me carefully see. How could there possibly be such a significant mistake here? The correct answer, it automatically summarizes to 10.0.0.0, summarized as a Class A address. Since it says this, because this is misaligned, this position is off, the software defaults to the second option being incorrect. So the second one, which is this one actually, is the B option that's in the second position, right? And then for the 2 options below, it defaults to the fourth option, which should be 172.16, right? So it assumes that's correct. Actually, the correct answer is the situation I just described. Pay attention to this. This issue is caused by the software. The correct answers are these. This is the correct answer, this is the correct answer, and this is the correct answer. The rest are incorrect answers. Incorrect answers, right? If that's the case, this kind of situation won't actually happen during the exam. It's a software issue. So according to what it shows, we'll just select it like this, right? We'll just choose as shown and submit. If you want to learn Cisco technologies or get access to Cisco question banks, please send me a private message. You can also leave a comment below the video for technical discussions